and by affinity, either alliance, he was joined to Pharaoh, king of Egypt. For he took the daughter of Pharaoh and brought her into the city of David, till he filled building his house and the house of the Lord and the wall of Jerusalem by compass. Nevertheless, the people offered in high places, for the temple was not builded in the name of the Lord till into that day. Suddenly Solomon loved the Lord, and went in the behest of David his father, except that Solomon offered in high places and burnt incense. And so Solomon went into Gibeon to offer there, for that was the most high place. Solomon offered upon the altar in Gibeon 1,000 offerings into burnt sacrifice. Suddenly the Lord appeared to Solomon by sleep in the night, and said, Ask thou that thou wilt, that I give to thee. And Solomon said, Thou hast done great mercy with thy servant David my father, as he went in thy sight in truth, and in rightwiseness, and in rightful heart with thee. Thou hast kept to him thy great mercy, and hast given to him a son, sitting on his throne, as it is today. And now, Lord God, thou hast made thy servant to reign for David, my father. Forsooth, I am a little child, and not knowing mine outgoing and mine incoming. And thy servant is in the midst of the people, which thou hast chosen, of people without number, that may not be numbered and reckoned for multitude. Therefore thou shalt give to thy servant an heart able to be taught, that is, enlightened of thee, that he may deem thy people, and judge betwixt good and evil. For who may deem this people, thy people, this much people? Therefore the word pleased before the Lord, that Solomon had asked such a thing. And the Lord said to Solomon, For thou askest this word, and askest not to thee many days, neither riches, neither the lives of thine enemies, but thou askest to thee wisdom to deem doom. Lo, I have done to thee after thy words, and I have given to thee a wise heart and an understanding, insomuch that no man before thee was like thee, neither shall rise up after thee. But also I have given to thee these things, which thou askest not, that is, riches and glory, that no man may be like thee, and kings in all times afterward. Forsooth, if thou goest in my ways, and keepest my biddings and commandments, as thy father went in them, I shall make thy days long. Therefore Solomon waked, and understood what the sweven was. And when he had come to Jerusalem, he stood before the ark of bond of peace of the Lord, and he offered burnt sacrifices, and made peaceable sacrifices, and a great feast to all his household, or menials. Then 2 women whores came to the king, and stood before him, of which one said, My lord, I beseech, I and this woman dwelled in one house, and I childed at her in a couch. And in the 3rd day, after that I had childed, also this woman childed. And we were together in the house, and none other was with us in the house, except us twain. And the son of this woman was dead in the night, for she slept and overlay him. And she rose up in the 4th part of the night, in silence, took my son from the side of me, while thine handmaid was sleeping. She laid it in her bosom, and she put it in my bosom her son that was dead. When I had risen early to give milk to my son, he appeared dead, whom I beheld more diligently by clear light, and I perceived that he was not mine, whom I had engendered. The t'other woman answered, It is not as thou sayest, but thy son is dead. Forsooth, my son liveth. The contrary, she said, Thou liest, for my son liveth, and thy son is dead. And by this manner they strove before the king. Then the king said, This woman saith, My son liveth, and thy son is dead. And this woman answereth, Nay, but thy son is dead, and my son liveth. Therefore the king said, Bring ye to me a sword. When they had brought a sword before the king, he said, Part ye the quick young child in 2 parts, and give ye the half part to the one, and the half part to the t'other. And the woman whose son was quick said to the king, for her entrails were moved on her son, Lord, I beseech, give ye to her the quick child, and do not ye slay him. The contrary, she said, Be he neither to me, neither to thee, but be he parted. The king answered and said, Give ye to this woman the young child quick, and be not slain, for sooth this is his mother. Therefore all Israel heard the doom which the king had deemed, and they dreaded the king, and saw that the wisdom of God was in him to make doom.